Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle rant. Today's topic is how to be a bodybuilder on a budget. Let's face it, a lot of us start out as teenagers, we go to college, we have no money. I was no different. When I was in college, I had 3 nickels to rub together. I started bodybuilding my last year in college, and then I did it in med school for 3 years. I had absolutely no money. I was living off student loans, and it's hard because you have to eat a lot of protein. Probably the easiest thing to do in terms of food is go to the supermarket and look for sales. I used to buy cans of tuna. I would wait for the solid white tuna to go on sale for like 99 cents a can. Back then they didn't really have the pouches. I think the pouches are better today. And I would buy, seriously, like 50 cans of tuna at a time. And I probably ate, no joke, 3 to 4 of those a day. Because they're probably the highest in protein of anything you can probably buy in a supermarket. Likewise, what I would do is I had a deal with this butcher down the block, and if I bought 50 pounds of chicken from him at a time, he would give it to me like $1.50 or something like that a pound. He would like cut up a whole bunch. He'd even put them in half-pound portion bags for me, like little Ziplocs, and it was so convenient. I just threw it all in the freezer and I had it. Sometimes even at the supermarket you can go and they have really good sales. Usually they'll sell the whole chicken breast, not with the bone, but they'll just fillet it off the bone and just put it in a package. And a lot of times they sell those for like $1.99 a pound. If you get a sale like that, you buy a lot and you put it in your refrigerator, or you buy as much as you can afford. I used a lot of brown white rice. That's super cheap. You can get huge boxes of minute rice. That's easy. Same thing with oatmeal, big things of just plain oatmeal. I would get some raisins sometimes, just to flavor it up a little bit. And I would, of course, I used a lot of protein powder too. And even the most expensive protein powders on the market, if you break it down on like a per meal basis of what you're spending on the protein aspect of it, it's still way cheaper than any food you're going to eat. So, tuna. Now you can actually get salmon in those packets. Bumblebee makes it. Chicken of the Sea makes it. That's super, super, easy, and they stay good forever. I mean, you just put them in your cabinet. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with eating every meal at home. I never went out to eat because I just couldn't afford it. Once in a blue moon, we would go out and splurge, or I'd go to McDonald's. That was like going out. Or my friends' parents would take us out to eat. It was a big deal, but I didn't waste money on going out because I just knew that, hey, that could be a whole week's worth of food for me. I'm going to spend $60 in a restaurant. It just wasn't a priority. So you have to prioritize. I ate everything at home or in my college dorm room if I had to. It was crazy. Matter of fact, when I was in medical school, I was in a dorm with a bunch of doctors from China. They were all Chinese, and they had been medical doctors, but they wanted to come here and train to get some degrees or some kind of, I guess, credits here in the United States. And these guys were cooking, and girls were cooking up food like I have never seen in my life. I used to bring them. No one would talk to them because they always were talking to Chinese. I knew they spoke English though. And I said to them, hey, what is that? And I used to ask all these questions. It smelled better than like going to any Asian restaurant you could possibly go to. So I said, and I don't think they had any money either. So I said, look, if I bring you some chicken, I had the chicken hookup, you guys can have it, and can you make some for me? They're like, oh yeah, sure. So I would bring pounds of chicken breast, and these guys would cook it up and put it in Tupperware in the refrigerator for me, and then they'd have some. And so you got, where there's a will, there's a way for sure. Also, you want to economize on nutritional supplements. You shouldn't be going out and buying pre-workouts if you don't have any money. For regular supplements that you really need, like a good multivitamin, multimineral, an essential fatty acid supplement, and then kind of a fiber supplement. Those three things should come first, and then if you have extra left over that you want to buy some, other stuff, that's fine. Now, as far as gear goes, I wasn't really using any gear when I was in college. Maybe toward the end of my medical school career, I think I just had started. So that really wasn't too much of an issue, thank God. But, I hate to say it, you got to shop around, a lot of times if you find a friend of yours and you go in together, you can buy a higher volume of stuff and get a discounted rate. because the person is, giving you a lot at one time. That's something, obviously you want to look into. Obviously you don't want to buy stuff that's fake or not good. So you're going to have to test that stuff. You're going to have to spring and buy the Roy tests I sell at DavePalumbo.com, and you're going to have to test the comments because you don't want to be wasting your money on fake gear. So yes, it is expensive to be a bodybuilder. Obviously a gym membership probably will cost you something too. Luckily nowadays they're like 10 bucks a month. And you know what the truth is? You can train anywhere. If you have to go to Planet Fitness, which, we know how we feel about that, because it's 10 bucks a month, you go until you can afford to go to a better gym, You make it happen because you can train anywhere, okay? As long as you're getting all your meals in, all your food in. Another great thing, another easy thing for food is nuts. I used to buy bags of peanuts or bags of almonds or bags of walnuts and have those in the house. I always had a good fat source. Avocados can get a little expensive sometimes, so I wasn't really big into avocados back then anyway. But you can do that too, obviously, if you have the ability. But try to economize and get as much as you can for your money. Even if you have to buy big boxes. Sam's Club is a good place because you go and you get a huge monster box. It'll last you, months sometimes, depending on how much rice you're eating, I guess. These are little things that will get you way, way further. If you go out and let's say you have a certain amount of money you've budgeted per month, and you just say, screw it, I'm going to go to dinner, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. Before you know it, you have 3 more weeks left in the month and you have no money for food. That's not going to be cool, and that's not going to work well. But if you are diligent about how you pick your foods, what you're spending, your nutritional supplements, spend your money where you need it, not where you don't need it. Don't buy luxury items for yourself, because even having a car payment every month I drove the same car from high school. I had just at the end of high school. I had a Pontiac Grand Prix for 15 years. I drove this thing until it didn't drive anymore because it was not a priority for me to have a car payment, and I just wouldn't have been able to do what I needed to do in bodybuilding. So if you want to do it, you don't have to be rich. You have to just be organized, and you have to have a strong mindset and never give up. That's the secret to being a great bodybuilder. Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle Rant.